The caravan system is something I think a lot of people from the MMORPG scene are not familiar with. It's fairly rare, and the only one I've really seen that's like caravan-esque was from Arcage. Albion Online also had one, but because they failed their multi-marketing systems, it didn't really have a purpose until they changed it. Anyways, I want to talk about how the caravan system is going to be really fun and how to make it more fun. PvP with a purpose is something that I talk about a lot nowadays, and it's because I think it's really what makes the PvP scene interesting. And incorporating that into the open world is what I think makes this game truly interesting. What I really mean when I say PvP with a purpose is having some sort of conflict, player versus player conflict, where you don't just get nothing except the satisfaction of killing somebody, or like a sliver of something, like an honor system in WoW, for example. That's fun and all, but I do think that there should be more purpose behind the open world when it comes to trying to have some sort of player conflict with each other. One that isn't super niche like node sieges and castle sieges. I mean, something for the average player. So the perfect solution to this is making the open world matter, like in Ashes of Creation. You know, there's no fast travel, and there's no flying mounts that'll help you just skip over content. Exactly what I mean by skipping content is generally when it comes to transporting goods. The world is going to have multiple markets, so that just means multiple economies that will probably matter depending on how many players are in those nodes. With supply and demand needs, there's going to be a purpose to traveling and transporting things. This is the caravan system. You're going to want to meet the needs of another node's economy by transporting your goods that you can't just fly over with or fast travel with on a caravan. You're going to want to do that, so you could turn a profit, so you could make money off of it. And this creates PvP with a purpose. There's going to be bandits and pirates who want to attack your caravan and take at least what they say is a portion of your goods. Players can now PvP with a purpose in the open world, because the open world actually matters. I have a guild, I'm calling it Phoenix, and we're going to be doing exclusive bandit content, I'd say. More like mercenary content where we can be hired to protect caravans, and I'm going to probably try and attack as many caravans as I can. If you want to join this guild, DM me. I'm sure there's plenty out there like it, but if you want to join mine, you could feel free to. Anyways, this is why I believe the caravan system is so hype. There's so much potential in what can happen in the open world. Sure, if there's not enough PvPers, it'll be dead. If there's not enough caravan riders, it'll be dead. But it's up to Intrepid to balance what is supply and demand in every single market. Having Mithril over in one node, while the one node doesn't have it, will facilitate this. And I'm sure variables can be made, some sort of AI can be made so that you can have these spawns happen randomly throughout the world and have purpose to each and every little resource you can collect. So you get your goods, you set off, maybe hire some bodyguards before, maybe contact some player agencies that have information of where people are PKing, what routes are being patrolled by people who want to kill you, and all that jazz. A little feedback on the caravan system that I don't think a lot of people think about. Yeah, I think a lot of it is just romanticized as being like this great thing like I'm doing in the video. In Arcage, I thought land caravans or carts were actually really boring. And this is because I actually had to pay attention and drive the cart because, roads twist and turn. I have to fit through narrow bridges. I can't just do auto run and go in a straight line, really. Like sea caravans, for example, which will exist in Ashes. And I'm sure will be used that way, where you have a straight auto run across land, or rather, the ocean. This could have been made to be more boring than it was because I was traveling through safe lands. For the most part, there was pretty much no risk to transporting my goods, and I just wanted to propose a system, a minigame, that would make this more interesting. The idea really comes from old school RuneScape. People hunt chins in that game for they are a weapon and it's used for ranging experience. which is irrelevant anyways. But there's ways to make it more efficient, yet you don't have to pay attention any more than you already have to. It's not an AFK task. So just like in ArcAge, a caravan system that was not AFK with the twisting and turning of roads, you could make it more interesting by allowing the player to make it more interesting, participating in a minigame that will make your caravan a little bit faster. It could be 5%, which adds up over a lot, by the way, if you're traveling far distances. It could be something along the lines of, hitting buttons rhythmically. You could make it make sense from like an RP's perspective. If it's like something about your horse getting tired or, whatever frog, whatever weird animal they're putting in these games nowadays.
What in cousin tarnation, Alabama Betty Crocker, Miss Betty White is this? Holy sh**. Just like the Egypt.
So if you do the minigame in a certain way, you'll get your buff maybe for 5 seconds, or it'll just continue to be on as long as you don't mess up. And this makes it much more engaging. A 40-minute run could be a lot more interesting with a game like this. It's really the same thing with fishing. An AFK task can be made more interesting and a little bit more efficient if you want it to be by incorporating a minigame to it. This is used in so many games. Stardew Valley's fishing system is actually really fun. You have to skillfully keep a bar in between a fish, and then you catch it. Quite simple. There's a million different examples you can use. You're probably thinking of one right now as I'm talking about it. Also, your casual friend who doesn't believe in himself because he doesn't watch enough Naruto can feel important because he's driving the caravan well. He's like, yeah, I'm a great driver. Hooray. Everybody wins. Anyways, I'm tired of seeing empty lands that have no purpose in an open world game like an MMORPG. At least with the caravan system, there'll be more conflicts on routes, more discussion, more player agency, and overall just make it a much more social and interesting experience to participate in the open world and in nodes, yada yada. I hope you liked the video. I think the caravan system deserves a lot more attention, much more feedback certainly. When this video goes up, I'll probably be live on Twitch, so you can catch me there. Check me out if you want to. It is always Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. I stream about 7 hours on those days. Anyways, thanks for watching and have a glorious day.